The Royals are World Series good, and I'm serious World Series good, but we should dive a little bit into it a little bit, right? Maybe a little bit, expand a little bit. All right, roll the tape.
Tattoos this ball into center field. Mullins at the wall.
Welcome everybody to the Touching Bases podcast. Good to see your smiling faces once again. And today we're talking about a team we haven't covered yet, and that would be the Royals. Now, I think they're cheating. Really? Cheating? Why would you say that? That seems wrong. It seems like something the Astros would do, or the Patriots. Well, let me explain. How are they winning at home more than any other team in baseball except for the Phillies? I don't fully understand this. Now you say, oh, they're a pretty good team. Okay, maybe. I think there's something weird going on. I don't think anything's going to come of it, but I'm just throwing this out there. This question has been stirring around baseball, and it's kind of died recently because they had a rough go after the series against the Mariners. They are 46-28 as of this recording, and on the road, they're 17-23, while at home, they're 29-15. Why are they so terrible on the road, but seem to be perfect, near perfect at home? And yes, I'm saying 15 losses at home is a nice little to not have anybody stay on your trail that maybe something weird is going on. From what I can find, there's only one other team that's winning more than the Royals at home with a 649 win to loss ratio, and that's the Phillies. They're 54-28 overall record with a 711 win-loss percentage at home, but they have a 595 win-loss percentage on the road, which would typically make sense to me because they're still well over 500 while they're playing in other stadiums. They're 32-13 at home, 22-15 on the road. That seems to make sense. They're a really good ball team and they're number one for a reason. Orioles are also a super good powerhouse team that is fighting for first place in the East, and they're 52-30 with a 636 win-loss percentage at home. That's over 500, correct, but it's also nowhere near what the Royals are doing, and their record doesn't really reflect. The New York Yankees also competing for the AL East. They're 53-31 overall, and they are a 632 win-loss percentage at home, way less than the Royals. The Dodgers on the NL side of the West, the powerhouse everybody talks about, Betts, Ohtani, Freeman, they're 51-32 overall and have a 610 win-loss percentage ratio at home. Should I say more? I don't understand how this is not more questionable to more people. How is the team that's so bad on the road so good at home that even the juggernaut teams can't win as much as they do? I don't know what it is, but I'm confused by the numbers, and maybe Kauffman Stadium is just the greatest place to play for that specific team and those specific players. On the other hand, let's give some praise. Witt is on fire with a 4.2 WAR, batting a 310, 12 home runs, 104 hits before the All-Star break already, and an OPS plus of 147. Yeah. So for reference, that would be the same OPS plus that Julio Rodriguez in his Rookie of the Year season that forced Witt to the runner-up spot. That's how good Witt's playing this season. Perez is on fire even with his knee issues. He's batting at 286 and an OPS of 829 with an OPS plus of 130. He's 30% better than the rest of the entire league. Maikel Garcia is cooling off a little bit, but had a really hot start. I believe he's in the second season, but still a solid third baseman for the Royals, and pitching is legit as I predicted. If you guys saw a video a while back with all the trades that they picked up for their pitching staff, it is really good. But is it enough to go to the World Series? Well, they keep winning at home, absolutely, but on the road, their pitching needs to pick it up. The last time the Royals had a team with an ERA below 4 was in 2015, where they had a 3.96 ERA. Since 2015, that would be 8 years ago for not counting 2024, they've had 4 of their seasons where they pitched an ERA under 5, and the other 4 were over 5 for their ERA. Last season, they threw a 5.30 ERA, and this year, 3.90 ERA. It has been elite. 2014 and 2013 was the last time and the only time they had a better ERA dating back to 2005. If the Royals could add some bullpen or maybe spend the money and grab Jack Flaherty, the Royals could have a serious possibility of being contenders in the World Series. If they can play on the road as they do at home, this team will knock out the O's and the Yanks. I stand by that. With the injuries in the New York and the Orioles struggling to kind of keep their pitching superb, all it can take is a hitting slump from Baltimore and the Royals will be in the Fall Classic. Now you might be saying, what about Cleveland? Yeah, I would say Cleveland is probably the biggest threat for the Royals, but again, they're in the same division, so that tells me they would probably be able to knock them out before they make it to the postseason. Hi everyone, it's Future Me, and I just wanted to I'm gonna stop for a second just because things have changed since I did record this video. It is July 11th, and I'm gonna try and get this out to you today, but when I recorded this, it was about a couple weeks ago, and honestly, it was before the Mariners had a really bad run on the road where they lost 6 out of the 7 series, not really counting the Padres this last go around. It was only 2 games. And with that said, I'm gonna have a lot of you guys in the comments that are looking through things just to defend your Royals, in which I'm still suspicious of because it's been taking place over the entire course of the season and it's still continuing. But at the same time, if you look at the numbers, it seems that the Seattle Mariners, who are only 1 slot ahead of the Royals at this point, have pretty much identical numbers. Now, I compared it to the Orioles and the Phillies and the Yankees, and of course at that time I mentioned that the Guardians would probably be eliminatable, if that is that a word? Beatable, but they're on fire and they're doing really well. They also similarly have 30 wins and 11 losses at home and 27 wins and 23 losses on the road. Still proves my point, the fact that they're just a really good team and they can handle on the road. While I look down at the Mariners, and they only have 1 less win at home and the same amount of losses, and they have 1 more win on the road and the same amount of losses. So being that the Mariners are 30 and 18 at home and 21 and 25 on the road, my point still stands because they just had a really bad road trip where the Royals have been kind of fluffing this out this entire time to making it look super suspicious just in my eyes. I want you to consider when you look at these stats when it comes to the Mariners is that they lost, I believe, like 12 out of the last 15 or 17 I know with the 2 wins, and they would have been 21 and like 13 at the time when I made this video initially. So their win to loss record was very much on par with like what the Orioles and the Yankees and the Dodgers were putting up. So before you yell at me in the comments, which I think some of you probably already have by the time of this video and we're about to end it, I just want to throw that out there. There is an excuse to why I didn't include the Mariners in here, is because at the time they were not in the same basket as the Royals. So does it change my perspective? Maybe. Makes it a little bit more reasonable, I guess, but I still think it's very odd because at the time and most of the season, the Royals have been way better at home than on the road, like substantially, to where it's like, what are they doing when they do play at Kauffman Field? Let me know in the comments what your opinion is. If you're a Royals fan, feel free to defend them. It's fine. I haven't watched every single Royals game, so I get it. I might be off. And if you hate the Royals, like you're maybe the St. Louis Cardinals and it's like a rival or a team that you just can't stand them, do you agree with me? I don't know. Give me your opinions down. Like the video if you've come this far. Subscribe if you haven't, because that's the only reason why I do these videos, for subscriptions, because let's be honest, it's a lot of work. I'll see you guys on the next one. Love you. Bye.